What are the best paraphrasing tools that you could use today? Hi there, my name is Brian Collins. Welcome to the Become a Writer Today channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about 6 different tools that you can use to paraphrase your content, and I'm going to show you some of these tools in practice. Hope you enjoyed the content in this video all about paraphrasing tools. If you do, hit thumbs up, and if you want to get more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So for this video, I'm going to take an article that I wrote for one of my sites and I'm going to paste some of the content into some of these paraphrasing tools so you can see how they work. Now, it is helpful to understand that paraphrasing is a bit different to summarizing in that you're simply taking content and reworking it using different language and different terminology. Paraphrasing is useful if you've written an article and perhaps you want to reword it so that you can distribute it on your newsletter, or perhaps you want to reword elements of it to use in social media. Paraphrasing is also helpful if you want to take something that somebody else has written and rework it in your own words. You can use software to help with this, but I also do recommend putting on your editor's hat so you're not going to be accused of plagiarism. And that brings me to my other key point. If you're paraphrasing, I still always recommend that you cite your sources, particularly if you're in academia or a professional writer. You can cite your sources by following referencing guidelines for your publication or for wherever you're going to submit your article. Or if you're publishing online, it's simply good enough to put a link. That said, paraphrasing is exceptionally helpful. It's a good skill for any writer to have, and there is software that can speed this process up for you. In fact, the first choice that I'm going to recommend to you is called Quillbot, which I took out a premium trial of and I've tested extensively. So before I show you the Quillbot Paraphraser in action, let me explain how I'm going to test and demo these tools. I have here on screen an article that I published on a site that I run about NFTs. The article is quite technical and it's all about the concept of lending with cryptocurrency. So there is some personal insights in the article and there's also some data and research. So what I'm going to do is take several hundred words from this article and paste it into Quillbot so you can see Quillbot in action. Now, please remember that if you're going to use Quillbot, there is a free version that you can try, but you really need to take out a trial of the premium version to get the most from it. Premium version of Quillbot at the time of recording this video costs $19.95 per month, and you can of course get discounts by taking out an annual or semi-annual subscription. And all of the tools that I'll show you have various versions of free and premium that you can try. So I've selected several hundred words of text from my article about crypto lending. I'm now in Quillbot and I'm simply going to paste in the text, or I could upload a Word document if it's something I've written on my computer, but in this case I'm just going to paste it in. Quillbot will take a moment to scan it. Then I'm going to click paraphrase, and now it'll scan through all of the text and slowly start rewording it in different language and with different terminology. So it's giving me a word count, so 264 words versus 242 words. Now what I would do is go through this and see does it grammatically make sense and has the context changed. So the article starts with, usually when I need money, I go to a bank, make my case, follow the loan application procedure and wait to hear back. When I need money, I usually go to a bank, present my case, complete the loan application process and wait for a response. So you can see Quillbot has highlighted the changes that it's made to my article. Now that said, I would still want to check that the context hasn't changed too much. So for example, it says here, borrowers can use up to 50 to 75% of their assets as collateral, whereas Quillbot has said up to 75%, so it's taken out the 50%. So here as a writer, I would need to decide whether I wanted to put back in 50% or not. Now all of that said, having tested Quillbot extensively, I like it as a paraphraser because the articles generally don't need too much editing. And Quillbot also has a plagiarism checker as well built in. And I do have a video about the best plagiarism checkers where I walk through how the Quillbot and other tools work. So I can check if the paraphrasing is a little bit off. Basically, if it is a little bit off, it'll find instances online of where this content appears. Quillbot also has different options that I can pick from. So I'm going to change this to simple. And Quillbot will take a few moments to scan it. And you can see here, it's changed it to, you go to a bank, make your case, fill out an application. So that's quite abrupt and direct. So I probably wouldn't be a big fan of that. So let's click on shorten and see how that works. And when I need money, I usually go to a bank, explain my situation, fill out an application and wait. So you can see here, it's taken out about 20% of the content to paraphrase this particular selection of text. So again, if I was using Quillbot, depending on where I'm using the content that I'm paraphrasing, I would decide if I want to shorten it, if I want to expand it, if I want it in more formal language, or if I want it in more simple language. But all of this is with the caveat that you're not going to take this verbatim. You still would need to read through it and make sure that it makes sense for you. The next paraphrasing tool is one that's powered with AI and GPT-3. It's called Jasper, and it's kind of getting a cult following online as a tool that uses artificial intelligence to help people write content for the web a lot faster. So Jasper is a little bit more expensive. You can try it for free, but depending on how often you're going to use it, you could pay $49 per month. And how often you're going to use it depends how many words you're going to put in and what you're going to use it for, because it's a lot more than a paraphraser. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to focus on its paraphrasing abilities. So this is the Jasper.ai dashboard. So there's a templates section where you can pick from all of the different options. In this case, I'm looking for the paraphraser, and it's actually the content improver that I'll pick. So this will take a piece of content and rewrite it. So I'm going to paste in my content here, the same piece of text from my article. And then I will pick my tone of voice. So I'm going to just pick simple. Then I'm going to click generate AI content, and Jasper will give me 3 different versions that I can potentially edit. It will take a moment to generate an AI version of this. So usually when I need money, I go to a bank, make my case. Lately, I've been exploring how crypto works, and it's a great way to invest in the future. So this is quite simple. So I could potentially use this in some email copy. This one here is a little bit formal and longer. It's also got some typos and mistakes in it for them to Yelp me back. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. So again, I would need to edit this. In this case, I'm just going to click poor completion. And I understand that the more you do this, the better the tool gets at interpreting your content. Instead of visiting banks, I've been exploring crypto lending. The process is cheaper and faster with no committal. You can invest without borrowing money or agree on repayment terms right away! ! So that is that's quite good. And I could use that as a summary for an email newsletter. I could use that on social media, or I could simply use that to tease what an article is about, or even as an SEO meta description. So I will be happy with this version. So I'm going to click good completion. And then I would select the text, and then I would use that wherever it is that I want to use it. So Jasper is a good option for you, with the caveat that it's not just a paraphraser, it's actually for rewriting your content using AI. And it can integrate with Google Docs, and it has some other options as well, which I'd encourage you to check out and which I'll feature in a subsequent video on this channel. The next option is a paraphraser. Works relatively similar to Jasper. It's called WordTune, and there's a plugin that you can add to Chrome, which is free. And again, when you're ready, you can take out a premium version at $9.99 per month. And you can use this to rewrite your content, and also for some of the other AI tools that this type of writing software offers. But in this case, like with Jasper, I'm just going to focus on the paraphrasing option. So I'm going to click on WordTune editor. And I do have an account with WordTune for the purposes of this video. So this is some text that I was working on previously. So I'm going to go back here and select my text. I'm going to paste this into WordTune. Next, I'm going to click on rewrite. Okay, so it's going to ask me to actually select the text. So hold on. Now it'll take a moment to scan the actual text and then propose some options to me. So I can decide whether I want to accept or reject these by going through them one by one. When I need money, I usually go to a bank, explain the situation, apply for a loan, and then wait to hear back. So I'm going to accept that one. And then I can go on to the next sentence. Then I sign a loan agreement and agree on repayment terms. Then I sign a lending contract and agreement. That makes sense to me. So in this way, I could go through each of the sentences in my article and paraphrase them. And what I like about this is it's encouraging me to actually review the edits rather than just taking the text verbatim. But I suppose the downside is it's going to be a little bit more time consuming. And of course, there is options where I can shorten it. I would need to take out a premium version to do that. And there is an option where I can expand it as well. So if you're looking for something free to paraphrase something quickly, you could start with the free version of WordTune, and then when you're ready, you could upgrade to the premium version. Another free option to consider is called DupliCheck. Now it has a plagiarism checker, reverse image search, and some other options if you take out a premium subscription. In terms of the costing for the premium subscription, so there's a couple of different plans. It starts at $20 per month. And what you need depends on how many words you're going to rework each month. And also if you need some additional tools, like its ability for an advanced plagiarism check and a custom PDF report. I didn't need any of that for the purposes of this video, so I just pasted in my text. So I'll go back to my article and paste in my text. I suppose the user face, I mean, it is free, but you do have to navigate the fact that there's ads and so on. But then again, it is free. So you just click rewrite article. It takes a moment to scan it. So I went ahead and paused the video while I was rephrasing the content. It was actually a bit slower than some of the other tools that I've tested. So this is the results. So I like that it's highlighted the changes in different colors. Usually when I need money, usually after I want cash, I am going to a bank. I go to a bank. So the quality, I suppose, is variable. I would consider that as grammatically incorrect. Build my case, follow the application procedure, and wait to listen to back. So I guess I would need to use the grammar check on this as well. And then I can click check for grammar issues. And again, it's going to take a few moments to scan it for grammar issues. So I guess if I were to use DupliCheck, there's a few extra steps involved. But I suppose it is free, so I don't like criticizing free tools too much. I also need to fill in the CAPTCHA. So you can see here that I suppose the type of usability issues that I might have if I were to use a tool like this. But that said, if you need something free and you're in a hurry, this could be an option for you. The next option to consider is again similar to WordTune and Jasper. It's called WriteSonic, and again it's using AI and GPT-3 and so on to rewrite your content for you. The free version is quite good, and when you're ready, you can just take out a basic subscription and get 100 credits, which will give you 50,000 words, which is quite a lot of content to paraphrase. So that is quite good. Again, the dashboard is relatively similar to Jasper. The content rephrase section is actually what you're looking for. That said, you can use the sentence expander as well if you want to expand short sentences into longer ones. So again, it's really similar to the other tools that I've shown you. So I'm just going to give this a name. Paraphrasing test. I'm going to go back to my article, select my text, and then I'm going to go back to the content rephrase, paste this in. Do remember to pick the right language, and there is a limit of 1,000 words because I'm using the free version here, so I'm just going to delete that last sentence. Click rephrase content, and again it's going to present me with 3 different options that I can review. It takes a few seconds to generate them. So here are the options in this informational article. I'll describe my experiences and mistakes for crypto lending. Remember, these are not financial advices. So again, I need to fix this for typos. So I can click the edit option to go in and change them. When I'm happy, I can click save, and then I can copy it to my clipboard and use it. So let's look at the next one. I found that crypto lending can be an easier and cheaper alternative to borrowing from a bank for my business. I realized this when I was exploring ways of investing in cryptocurrencies. So this one here looks like it's less typos and issues in it. So I could potentially bookmark this one as well. So actually, let's not bookmark this one. Let's get rid of this one because it had a mistake in it, and then click delete. And in this way, I could put in elements of my article and start paraphrasing the different sections. So this one here looks like it would need a good bit of interpretation. And again, it's highlighted all of the words that it's changed. So I would need to decide whether the context makes sense. So this is useful, I suppose, if I wanted to paraphrase short blocks of text. And of course, if I wanted to paraphrase something that's a bit longer, I would need to take out the premium subscription. The next paraphraser to consider is called SpinnerChief. It's been around for quite a while. You can rephrase up to 10,000 words, and you can run it 3 times per day without taking out a premium subscription. It's an older tool, so you can tell here by the interface that it's been built, for Windows. Actually, they mentioned Windows XP in the user documentation. If you want to purchase a premium version of SpinnerChief, that starts at $78 per month. And there's various pricing options depending on the feature sets that you need. And that actually brings me to the various features inside of SpinnerChief. So you can just use the normal version for some basic paraphrasing. If you need some advanced options, it has a grammar checker. It can spin large files. And it can also spot paragraphs and sentences, and apparently even do translations. Now, I was mostly interested in just testing out the basic version for the video. So I did paste in some text and I have clicked the spin option. It didn't take too long to run. So you can see here, it's my version says, usually when I need money, I go to a bank, make my case, follow the loan application procedure and wait to hear back. Normally when I need money, I go to a standard bank, make my circumstance, follow the loan application procedure, wait to listen to the rear. So unfortunately, the quality of what SpinnerChief produced wasn't that good compared to some of the other tools that I've shown you in this video. That That said, some of the text was usable. So this section here, bear in mind I'm not a financial advisor. Crypto investing is amazingly risky. I suppose that's quite a dramatic way to rephrase that sentence when I said incredibly risky here. You may lose all of your money and it could go to zero. Hence the content in this article is definitely for educational purposes. So again, you're going to have to go through this and make some edits and see is it useful for you. Or you could try the paid version and that will get you more accuracy. I was curious about the additional features inside of SpinnerChief, so I went ahead and purchased the premium version. I was a bit surprised to find that there was a series of complicated instructions to install an app on Mac. Perhaps this is because I'm using a newer Mac, but I couldn't get the desktop version of SpinnerChief working on my computer. And considering how easy the other free apps are to use for paraphrasing content, I found this a little bit off-putting. That said, if you're on Windows, perhaps you'll have better luck. The last tool that I want to show you isn't actually a content rephraser, but I'd consider it a key part of your workflow if you're going to rephrase any content. It's Grammarly, so if you take out the premium version, it's going to cost you $30 per month. You can just paste in your text and it will help you with the editing that I showed you on screen there a few moments ago. So I could fix some of these issues that SpinnerChief surfaced in the article using Grammarly. But I also like it because of the plagiarism checker, and this is what I recommend you do if you're rephrasing content, is also to have a second line of defense where you check your articles for instances of plagiarism or where the content has been published. So it's saying it looks like this text is 100% original, so it's okay to reuse. Now I would still put in a link or a citation if I were a writer, because you're still borrowing somebody else's ideas, so you want to make sure you do so ethically. So I hope you enjoyed the content in this video, all about the best paraphrasers that you can try today. The tool that I would recommend that's the easiest to use is Quillbot, simply because it has a paraphraser and a plagiarism checker and a grammar checker in one, and at $20 per month, you can't go wrong. WriteSonic, WordTune are also good if you're looking to try something free, but they do have some additional AI tools that you can use as well if you want to go down that road. SpinnerChief is an older tool that you can try. I did have some accuracy issues with it. If you enjoyed the content in this video, hit thumbs up, and if you want to get more videos like this, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.